I was afraid. I was afraid I would die again. I had left off the cliff to end my relationship, and I would need to do it again, and probably again. I was afraid to speak as though it was my life I was living. I was afraid to live my life outside of the judgmental observationalist I had become. I was afraid if people really knew me, they wouldn't like me. I was afraid to lose any more friends. I had set up an invisible bodyguard determined to protect me. This bodyguard distorted everything, clouded the connectors, questioned my perceptions, muffled my intuition, and misdirected my mojo. It was once, then not again. My hopes at finding such lies within. Never once and never more does one so sweet and sorrowful soar. Lights started to flicker in the distance. I saw something. It resonated. It didn't last long enough to be recognized, and then it faded. I wouldn't let it go. I looked closer. A flash, a moment. Your heart knows. My way of being in the world was flawed. Long ago I had lost touch with my inner everything. I would need to reclaim it. I knew how far I would need to go to reclaim my voice. I knew it wasn't going to be pleasant, but I also knew I could do it. It was me, after all. The grief and the growth and the grasping would be good things. Johann Wolfgang Goethe said it best. And so long as you haven't experienced this, to die and so to grow, you're only a troubled guest on the dark earth. I didn't want to be a troubled guest anymore. I could die and grow like the best of them. I could redo myself. I could find a way to listen to my heart's symphony, to hear that faraway aria through the distracting cries. I'll meet myself on the other side of this new death. I could practice another way of being in the world. What was lost could be found. David White hit it hard. The day I saw beneath dark clouds the passing light over the water and heard the voice of the world speak out, I knew then life is no passing memory of what has been, nor the remaining pages in a great book waiting to be read. It is the opening of eyes long closed. It is the vision of far-off things seen for the silence they hold. It is the heart after years of secret conversing, speaking out loud in the clear air. I listened as if my life depended on it. It is okay to ask for what you want. I am strong, I am purposeful, I love who I am and where I am. I have all the patience for the great things that await me. It is okay to need help. It is okay to ask for that help. I can listen and trust and speak from my heart. I can stand up for myself. I can get through tough situations. I can confront people emotionally. I won't hate myself. I won't feel terrible. I will be okay if I disagree with someone. I will not lose friends or favor if I let people know the truth. And if I lose them, good riddance. I am safe. Hearing new thoughts, replacing old thoughts. Speaking out loud into the clear air, spending time in care and feeding the new me, I began to believe I was more than my judgments. I saw the change in how I felt. I saw what was feeding me and what wasn't. I felt who was feeding me. I heard my thoughts and listened to them. I understood the difference between forcing myself to change how I felt and just being. I felt things and people speaking to me, and I moved towards those elements that brought me more and more into being. Then, wrapped in my new being, I embraced feelings of belonging. I embraced the sounds of support. This belonging pushed me through the many falsehoods, helping me find what was there all along. The open channel to my heart, that indefinable and indescribable existence of my soul's code. All this part of the magic, part of the mania of free endeavors, part of the mystery that fueled the new Mel. I grow, I go, I do. I'm hurt. It's okay. I assess. I try again. I take 3 steps forward and 5 back, and now know it's cool. The lost connection has been identified, the fever associated with finding it no longer flaming, the protector no longer on guard. I'm not stuck under the tyranny. I'm not stuck in the muck of not understanding. I'm not the lost little kid who didn't understand and kept trying. I found my voice by quieting the crazies, or as my friend calls them, the gremlins. Candor and Ebb said it with feeling. Now I am calm, safe and serene. Heartache and hurt are no longer a part of the scene. Isn't it better, the way it should be? If you worry about what other people think, if you listen to your untruths, you lose touch with the truest part of yourself. Quieting the worry allowed other sounds and beats and feelings and truths to be heard. Long ago, I had lost touch with that inner drummer, that inner helper, that inner Mel. As I listened and heard that inner self, I helped strengthen its voice with practice. Day by day, it grows louder and stronger and feels more and more freedom to sing. Found and lost, lost and found, me, speaking into the clear air at last.